Good morning. Welcome everyone. I'm Patrick. I'm here with Morgan. She'll be practicing with us today for this foundational class. And for today, before we get started, we're going to use a strap. So if you don't have a yoga strap at home, you can grab the belt of a robe, or even just a regular belt, or even a long towel that you can wrap up. We're going to use it to open up the legs and maybe even the shoulders and arms if you need it. So just grab something that you can use for this practice today. Also, if you have 2 yoga blocks, we'll use those. And if not, you can grab either a couple of books or something in which you can put your hands on if you need a little lift, if your hands don't reach the floor. But I'll give you some other ideas and options as we go throughout the class today if you don't have any props at home. So again, welcome. Find a comfortable seat. You can sit up either on a blanket or a pillow or your yoga blocks if you have them, and just sit in a comfortable cross-legged position and bring your hands to your heart and let your eyes close. Once you've arrived there, take a few breaths in and a few breaths out, just to check in with yourself to see how you feel this morning. And most importantly, as we take this seat before we start to move, is that you want to feel your legs starting to relax and your spine starting to elongate, and trying to find a natural rhythm of your breath, your inhalations and your exhalations, in and out through your nose. And over the next hour, you'll just do your best. Do what you can do, modify as needed. We'll sing 3 lines. Go ahead and breathe in. Go ahead and take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Just keep your chest nice and lifted. Let your head bow towards your heart if it's not already. And if there's an intention that you want to set for yourself today, you can set it now. Go ahead, bring your palms to your thighs. You lift your head, and then let your eyes open. So you might have picked a specific cross-legged seat to start, but today we're going to start in Sukhasana. So cross in the middle of your shins, and then let your feet hold up your knees, so you let your knees relax, and then your shins are parallel to the front of your mat. And then take your arms out to the sides, nice and wide, reach through your fingertips, open up your chest, breathe in, and then you're going to turn to the right. So take your right hand behind you, your left hand on your right knee, and then breathe in, lift up through your chest, lift through the crown of your head. And then it's early, so nice and gentle as you breathe out. You can just bend your elbows and turn to the back. And then take one more breath like that. So breathing in, lift through your chest, lift through the crown of your head. And as you're breathing out, turn to the back. And then on your next breath in, nice and easy, unwind. Open up your arms wide again, reach through your fingertips. And then turn to the left. Bring your right hand to your left knee, your left hand behind you, and then as you breathe in, lift through the crown of your head, lift your chest, and gently as you breathe out, bend those elbows and turn And again, one more. Breathe in, lift through the crown of your head. Exhale and turn. And then nice and easy, unwind, open up your arms wide. Go ahead and bring your hands back to your heart as you breathe out. So just notice whichever leg you have in front. So Morgan has her left leg in front, so you're just going to switch the cross. Whichever one you have in front, put the opposite one in front. Good. And then with your hands at your heart now, I want you to interlace them. Breathe in, take your arms forward, and then breathe out, lift your arms up. So to get going, just bend your elbows a little bit, especially if your shoulders are tight. Let the skin around your neck relax. And then once you let the skin around your neck relax, now start to squeeze your elbows in, and you can straighten your arms as much as possible. Lift your chin a little bit. And then as you breathe in, lift through the sides of your chest all the way up. And as you breathe out, relax your legs, but still lift up. Good. And then from here, bend your elbows, let your hands rest on your head for a moment, and then re-open up your arms wide. Breathe in, and we're going to twist to the right again. Turn all the way around like we started. Good. Take a full breath in, lift your chest up. Exhale and turn. One more, breathe in. Exhale and turn. Good. Unwind, open up your arms wide again. You're going to re-bring your hands back to your hearts. Pause. If you remember, switch the interlace, opposite pinky in front now. Breathe in, take your arms forward, and then breathe out, lift your arms up. Same thing, bend your elbows to start so the skin around your neck relaxes. Let your legs relax, pull your shirt down if you need to. And then keep the skin around your neck relaxing, squeeze your elbows in, and now fully extend up. Good. Lift your chin if you can. And as you breathe in, climb your chest all the way up. And as you breathe out, keep lifting, but relax your legs. Good. Bend your elbows to your head, open up your arms wide, breathe in, and then twist to the left. Good. Take a nice deep breath in, lift your chest. Exhale and turn. Good. Breathe in. One more. Exhale, turn, turn, turn as you breathe out. Good. Unwind, arms nice and wide. And then just bring your hands to your hearts. Bring your palms to your thighs. So you're going to come onto all fours, so you're going to transition. If you're sitting up on anything, move it to the side. You can move your blocks to the side, your blanket to the side. Good. And then once you get there, have your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and then take your knees a little bit wider and let your big toes touch, and you're going to sit back in child's pose. So your hips are going to go towards your heels first, and then once you get the hips towards your heels, you can walk your arms all the way up. So nice long sides from your hips all the way to your pinky fingers. Let your head relax for a moment. And take a nice full breath in and a full breath out. Good. And then from here, I want you to lift your head a little bit, and then you're going to walk your hands over to the right as much as you can. So once you get over to the right as much as you can, take your right hand and grab your left wrist and just hold it down, and pull your left wrist away from your left hip, and then you can let your head relax down to the floor. So as you breathe in here, you can see now you get a nice lengthening from your outer left hip, curving around your left rib towards your left pinky finger. And as you breathe out, keep that length, but let your left hip pull back and down. And all the little muscles between each rib, see if you can breathe in and expand and open up that left side of your body. And your right hand is just tugging your left hand away to get a little bit more space. Take one more breath like that. And a full breath out. And then release that left wrist, stay long, walk all the way back to center, and then all the way over to the left side. Good. Once you get all the way around, now take your left hand, grab your right wrist, pull it away from your right hip, breathe in, and then if you haven't already, let your head go as you breathe out. And now feel this outer right hip tugging down towards your right heel. And as you breathe in, lengthen along the whole right side of your body, from your outer right hip to your right pinky finger. And as you breathe out, keep that length. But let your tongue relax, let your hips settle back and down, the space behind your knees relax. Take one more breath like that. And a full breath out. Good. And then keep your arms long, walk back to center. Good. So now we've done a few things to keep our sides long, and we're going to try to maintain that. So come forward onto all fours. And we're going to take this first, maybe the only downward facing dog we'll see. Move your hands a little forward of your shoulders now, and your knees a little back from your hips. Curl your toes under, breathe in, and then lift your hips up and back, down dog. I want you to bend your knees on this first one so it's more like a child's pose. And you can see Morgan bring her hands down into the mat, and lift your outer hips as far away from those hands as we can get them. Let your head stay relaxed. Good. Take a full breath in there. If you're slipping on your mat, you can always grab the sides of your mat too if your hands don't stay steady on your mat. And then now, if your legs have enough room, you'll start to straighten your legs. And if they don't straighten all the way, that's fine. You can keep a little bend in your knees. But breathe in, pulling your mat forward or pressing your hands down. And as you're breathing out and your belly empties, keep lifting your hips up and back. Relax your tongue. Good. Take one more breath like this. And a full breath out. Good. And then you're going to start to walk your feet towards your hands until you come to the top of your mat. Nice and easy. You can have a little space between your feet when you get there. Bend your knees as much as you need to if your hands don't touch the floor, or even put your hands on your blocks. But the point is, you don't want to be dangling over your legs. That just puts too much strain on your low back. Take a full breath in here, spread your toes, and a full breath out. And then nice and easy, you're going to press your heels down, bend your knees, take your arms out, and all the way up over your head. Lift your chest, and your palms come together at the top. Bring them down towards your heart. And then nice and easy, step your feet together. Good. So we're going to do what are just called sun breaths to start to build a little bit of heat. So you can face forward if you want more. If you need to have a little space between your feet, just separate them hip distance wide. Otherwise, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Okay? And we're going to take our arms big and wide today as we go up and down. Have your blocks in front of you if you think you need them. Good. Hands by your sides. Breathe in, take your arms out, and all the way up. Press your heels down. And then as you breathe out, go out and down. You can bend your knees if you need to. Touch your hands to the floor. Let your head go for a moment. Good. Press your heels down, take your arms out, and all the way up as you breathe in. Good. Hands to your heart as you breathe out. Palms by your side. Again, out and up with your arms. Breathe in, lift your chest. Fold big and wide as you breathe out. Head down, hands on your blocks or the floor. Breathe in, arms out, and all the way up. Press your heels down, hands to your heart as you breathe out. Palms down. Again, breathe in, out and up with your arms. Lift your chest. Good. Out and down as you breathe out. Head down. Press your heels down, out and up with your arms. Big breath in, chest lifts. Hands right to your heart as you breathe out. Palms down, 2 more. Breathe in, out and up. We breathe in and down through the nose. Out and down as you breathe out. Head down. Good. Take your arms out and all the way up. Big breath in, chest up. Hands to your heart. Breathe out. Last one. Palms down, out and up. Breathe in, chest lifts. Fold out and down. Breathe out, head relaxes. Take your arms out and all the way up as you breathe in, chest up. Good. Hands to your heart. Breathe out, palms down, Tadasana. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. And then find your place in the middle of your mat, still facing the same direction as Morgan. So you can stand in the middle of the mat. Good. And back up a little. Feet together, big toes touch. So you have 2 choices. You can either jump your feet wide if your knees and your ankle joints are okay. Otherwise, you'll step your feet wide, okay? Touch your fingertips to your heart, bend your knees, either jump or step wide. And then once you get there, straighten your arms and straighten your legs. And then widen your feet a little bit more. Good. So you want your feet almost underneath your wrists. That's it. And then you're going to turn your whole right leg out to the right, and you're going to turn your left leg in a little bit. And you want the heel of your right foot bisecting the arch of your left foot. So we're just going to start with Warrior 2. Breathe in, lift your chest, and then bend that right leg, Virabhadrasana 2, or Warrior 2. Good. Sit your hips down, but lift the sides of your trunk up. Take a full breath in. That's it. And a full breath out. Good. Breathe in, straighten that right leg. Keep your chest lifted. Turn your whole right leg in now. Turn your whole left leg out. And then turn the right toes in a little bit. Same thing. The heel of your left foot bisects the arch of your right foot. Breathe in, chest up. Bend that left leg. Good. Virabhadrasana 2. You want that left knee tracking over your left heel as much as possible, but your hips settle down, your chest lifts up. Take one full breath in. That's it. And a full breath out. Good. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left foot in. Narrow your feet. Fingertips touch. Bend your knees, either jump or step, Tadasana. Good. Fingers touch. Bend your knees. Jump or step wide. Good. Widen your feet when you get there. So we'll add on to that. So we'll go Warrior 2 this time into Trikonasana. Turn your whole right leg out. Left foot in. Breathe in. Lift your chest. And then bend that right leg. Warrior 2. Keep your arms fully extended. Good. And then from here this time, don't change your arms, just straighten that right leg, breathe in. Now keep your right leg straight, reach out to the side, grab your ankle or your shin. If you need to, you can use your block, and then the left arm goes straight above the bottom arm. Good, take a full breath in. Get those legs nice and straight, so lift your front kneecap up, and a full breath out. Good, one more breath. Press your legs down. You can bend your knee a little if you need to stand up, but otherwise stand all the way up. Turn your right leg in. Turn your whole left leg out. Turn your right toes in a little bit more. So again, we'll start with Warrior 2. Breathe in, chest up, and then bend that left leg. Warrior 2. Good. Arms nice and extended. From here, breathe in, straighten that left leg, and then reach long on your side. Out, out, out. Ankle or your shin with your left hand, or a block. Right arm up to the ceiling. Good. And then lift those legs, especially that left kneecap. Lift it up. Move your hips away from your head, and move your chest away from your back foot. So you want to feel long and spacious on your sides. Take one more full breath in, and a full breath out. Good. Press your heels down. Stand all the way up. Turn that left foot in. Narrow your feet. Fingers touch. Jump or step. Tadasana. Good. One more. Fingers touch. Bend your knees. Jump or step wide. Widen your feet when you get there. Turn your whole right leg out. We'll add one more pose onto this. Turn your left foot in. We'll start with Warrior 2. Breathe in. Chest up. Bend that right leg. Virabhadrasana 2. Good. Breathe in. Straighten your right leg. Uttita Trikonasana, reach all the way out. Grab your ankle or your shin. Have that left arm up to the ceiling. Good. Take one full breath in. And a full breath out. When you breathe in, stand back up. Bend that front leg again. Warrior 2. So today, you're going to bring your hand either outside your right foot or to a block. Outside your right foot. Good. Once you get that hand on that block outside your foot, take your left arm back up to the ceiling. So this is called extended side angle. Keep your chest open. Now turn your left palm towards your head, and then extend that arm over your head by your ear. Palm faces the floor. Press your left heel down. We're not going to stay long. Take one full breath in, and one full breath out. And then find your heels. Stand all the way back up. Breathe in. Good. Turn your right foot in. Turn your whole left leg out. Turn those right toes in a little. Breathe in. Lift your chest. Straight legs. Bend your left knee. Warrior 2. Try to keep that right leg nice and straight. Good. Breathe in. Straighten your left leg. Triangle pose. Reach all the way out. Grab your left ankle or your shin. Right arm up. Good. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Find those legs again. Breathe in. Stand all the way up. Bend that left knee. Warrior 2. Touch your left hand to the floor or to a block outside your left foot. Take your right arm to the ceiling. Turn that right palm and extend it over your head. Extended side angle. You want one long line from your right heel, through your right rib, through your right fingertips. Take a nice full breath in, and your left leg is bending over your heel. And a full breath out. Good. Press your heels down, stand all the way up, turn your left foot in, narrow your feet, fingers touch, jump or step. Shavasana. Good. So those are open hip standing poses, probably the most important poses that we'll do throughout our yoga life. Very important. So we're going to do one more pose in which we have a wide stance like that. This time just bring your hands to your hips and either step or jump your feet wide. And then widen them a little bit more. So you want your outer edges of your feet parallel to the outer edges of your mat, or turn your feet in a little more narrow than your heels. Good. And then as you breathe in, lift your chest, press your heels down, and then you're going to start to come forward. Come forward. When you're about parallel to the floor, touch your fingertips to the floor. Good. If your hands do not touch the floor, you can bend your knees so that they can touch the floor, or put your hands under the blocks. Keep your legs nice and straight, breathe in, and now let your head relax as you breathe out. Once your head relaxes, if you have the space, you can walk your hands back towards your feet and continue to let your head go. Your head may or may not touch the floor, not as important today. Other times it is, but today I just want you to get those legs nice and straight, or as straight as you can. So when you breathe in, press those heels down, lift your thighs, lift your kneecaps up to your hips, and as you breathe out, let your belly relax and let your head go. 5 breaths here. Let your tongue relax in your mouth, let your jaw relax. Good. Let the skin around your neck be long. So that means as your head relaxes, like Morgan's doing, she's lifting her shoulders a little bit away from her ears so that her back is broad and her neck is long. Good. Take one more full breath in and a full breath out. Good. When you breathe in now, lift your head, walk back out onto your fingertips. So narrow your feet so that it's easier to come up. Bend your knees, hands to your hips, and then stand all the way up. Narrow your feet more, and then jump or step your feet together. Palms by your side. Shavasana. Same thing, you can have your feet hip distance wide or big toes touch. So we're going to come into Utkatasana now. Hands to your hips, lift your chest, and then bend your knees. See how far you get first, and then shift your weight into your heels, so a little further back. Take your arms wide today, turn your palms to the ceiling, and now lift your arms up. Good. That's it. Shift your weight back and down from your heels. Fully extend those arms like that first child's pose from your outer hips to your fingertips. One more breath. If you can lift your chin, lift your chin. Press your heels down, stand all the way up. Good. Arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your hips. We'll do one more. Chest up, chin up. Bend your knees. I'm glad I have Morgan here so I don't have to practice and teach at the same time. Arms nice and wide. Turn your palms and then lift your arms up. Good. Shift the weight into your heels, your outer hips back and down, and then lift your chest up. Use those arms. Good. Take one more full breath in. That's it. And a full breath out. Press those heels down. Stand all the way up. Bring your hands down by your sides. Hands on your hips. Keep your chest lifted. Roll those upper arms back. Good. And then just turn to face in front of your mat. You can stand in the middle of your mat still, so you can turn face forward. Okay, so we're going to transition now to a little bit of a couple poses that are more closed hip until eventually we start to twist a little bit more today. So with your hands on your hips, you're going to step your right foot forward about 1.5 to 2 feet, and then your left foot back about 1.5 to 2 feet. You can step a little further back. Good. It also depends on how tall you are too. So take your arms out to the sides, turn your palms up to the ceiling, and then lift your arms up over your head. So it's like prep for Warrior One. Breathe in, lift your chest, and then now we're going to bend that right leg for Virabhadrasana 1. Good. Same idea. You want your right knee over your right heel, your left leg nice and straight, let your hips go down, and then as you're breathing in, use those arms to really lift your chest up. And then if you can, lift your chin and look up a little bit. That's it. We're going to take one more full breath in, and a full breath out, and then straighten that right leg, arms wide, bring your hands to your hips, and then step your feet back to center. Good. Chest up. Step your left foot forward now, about 1.5, 2 feet. Step your right foot, 1.5, 2 feet back. Lift your chest, take your arms nice and wide. Turn your palms, and then lift those arms up. So today we're really focusing on the sides of the body, right? So from your hips to your fingertips, lift, breathe in. That doesn't change. Just bend your left leg, your Shavasana one. Good. Let your hips go down, and then use those arms to upright your chest. So there's a duality of sitting down through your seat, like almost the very first pose that we did. Your hips go down, and then you use those arms to lift your chest and your torso up. Good. Take one more full breath in, and a full breath out. Good. Straighten that left leg, hands wide. Bring them to your hips. Step your feet back to center. Good. Pause. Okay. So we're going to do one more pose like this in which we have one leg forward, one leg back. It's called Parsvottanasana. Its translation is intense side stretch. We're trying to emphasize the length of the sides, but it's also a lot of work in the legs. Okay? So you'll just do your best. If you have 2 blocks, I would advise having them at the top of your mat now, where Morgan has them. That way she can put her hands on the blocks when she needs to. So you're going to step your right foot forward, almost in between the blocks, and then left foot back the same way. So now you're not going to bend your right leg, you're going to keep it straight. Breathe in, lift your chest up, and then you're going to come about halfway down, so come forward, keep your legs straight, bring your fingertips to the blocks or to the floor. Breathe in again, re-lengthen your chest forward. Good, nice Morgan. And then just bend your elbows like we did in the very beginning to let your chest cascade forward over that front leg. And then you can let your head go at the very end. So when you breathe in, press that right heel down. As much as you can, move this right hip back. That's it, Morgan. And then turn your outer left hip forward towards your left hand. Relax your tongue, relax your throat. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Check your phone. Good. One more breath like that. And then nice and easy, lift your chest, come onto your fingertips. So it's a little tricky coming out. If you need to bend your front knee, do it, but bring your hands to your hips, stand all the way up. Good. Feet back to center. Pause. Lift your chest. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Okay, one more like that. You're going to step your left foot forward. Step your right foot back. Good. If your balance is a little off, just widen your feet from left to right so you have more space between your feet. That'll give you a wider base, okay? Breathe in, lift your chest. And then as you breathe out, come forward. When you're about parallel to the floor, touch your fingertips to the floor, to your blocks. Breathe in, pull your chest forward. And as you breathe out, nothing changes. Just bend your elbows and let your head relax. Good. Once you get that going, like Morgan's doing, try to pull that left outer hip back and then try to turn that whole outer right hip forward at the same time. It's a lot of work in your hamstrings and your glutes to some extent, but let those legs do 99% of the work now. So as you're breathing in, you're pressing your heels down, gathering your legs, and as you're breathing out, you're emptying your belly and letting your head go. Relax your tongue. Good. One more breath like this. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Okay, take your time, walk your hands onto your fingertips. Hands to your hips if you can, press your heels down. Good. Step your feet together. Shavasana. Bring your palms down. Okay. Morgan's going to turn to face forward again. Hands to your hips. Step or jump your feet wide. So we're going to breathe in, lift our chest, and we're going to come forward again. When you're parallel to the floor, touch your fingers to the floor. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come onto our knees. So breathe in, lift your chest. You can either hop down onto your knees or just tap your knees down. And then you're going to sit up. If your knees are sensitive, you can put a blanket down under your shins and knees just to have a little bit of support there so that the pressure on your kneecaps isn't as great. And you can decide if you need that or not. Okay? And then you're going to stand up on your knees. So we're going to do a pose called gate pose or Paribhasana. So Morgan's going to step her right foot forward first. And then she's going to take it out to the right side. Basically, you want your heel in the same line as your left knee. So your right heel in the same line as your left knee. And then you want your left hip over your left knee so you're not tilting in or out. Good. Once you get that, take your arms wide like we've been doing. Good. Turn your left palm to the ceiling and then lift it up by your head. Good. She's going to breathe in, lift up, and then just like triangle and side angle, she's going to reach and put her hand on her shin or her ankle. And then you might slide that right hand down a little bit towards your foot as much as is comfortable for you. And then your left arm is fully extending across from your left hip through your left fingertips. Good. So breathe in first, get as long as you can. And then now we're going to try to make this a little bit of a twist. So she's going to turn her chest a little bit to the ceiling as much as she can. Good. Take an open twist. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. That's it. Relax your tongue. Take one more breath in here. And a full breath out. And then she's going to breathe in. Come up on her knees. Lean forward. Bring your fingers down. Slide your right knee in. Good. And then she's going to stand up on her knees again. Hands to the hips. Step her left foot forward. And then out to the side. So same idea. You want your left heel in line with your right knee. Get that set up. And then you want to make sure your right hip is over your right knee. So you're in a stable position. And then arms wide. Also, you can see Morgan's foot. Her left foot is completely down. If you need to angle it a little bit to get it down, perfect. It doesn't have to be parallel to the side of your mouth. Turn your right palm. Lift that one up by your ear. Breathe in. Lift your chest. And then stay long and go out and over that left leg. Once you touch your hand to your shin and your ankle, you can let that left hand slide down as much as is comfortable. And then with your right arm, it's fully extending across the room. And then as you breathe in, lengthen the sides of your chest from your hips to your armpits, all the way through those right fingertips. And as she's breathing out, she's going to turn her chest now as you can towards the ceiling. That's it. Good. Keep that left shoulder back a little bit. Yes. One more breath. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then she's going to reach her right arm across. Come up, hands down, slide the knee in. Okay. So from here, we're going to take our legs wide again. So bring your palms down. You can either hop your feet wide or step wide. Good. Walk your hands back. Narrow your feet a little bit. Bend your knees, hands to your hips, and then she'll come all the way up. Good. Step or jump your feet together. Tadasana. All right. Hopefully you're doing well. Okay. You know, when you start to isolate these standing poses, you realize how hard they are. When you do them one by one and you really work on them, there's a lot of action in your legs and in your torso and your arms. So we're working towards revolved triangle today in a way that first is lengthening our sides, and with the length in the sides, then hopefully we can maintain that and turn our trunk as much as possible. So we're going to turn to face the front of our mat again, and then we're going to put the two blocks at the top of our mat like we did previously. Yeah, good. So with those two blocks, Morgan has them on the medium height. You can decide if you want to put them on the high height or the low height or no blocks at all. Okay? So with that, you're going to stand in the middle like Morgan is, and she's going to step her right foot forward and her left foot back. Good. Same idea as before. If your stance is a little off balance, widen your feet from left to right. Good. And today we're going to work with our hand inside our foot. So that means on the big toe side of our foot, we bring it down, not on the outside of our foot. So widening the feet then becomes okay because we're just going to bring our hand inside our foot. So 2 straight legs. She's going to breathe in, lift her chest. Good. And then she's going to reach her left arm out to the side and up towards the ceiling. All that length from her left heel through her left fingertips. Breathe in, she's going to come forward, parallel to the floor. She's going to bring her left hand down under her face, either on a block or the floor. Good. And then she's going to pull her chest forward away from her heel and turn away from that left hand. Good. Turn, turn, turn. Look how much she turned her chest and how long her sides are. Once she has that going, if you can, lift your right arm up to the ceiling. That's it, very nice. Press that right heel down, make that front leg straight, and pull your chest away. And as you're breathing out, turn to the ceiling, up towards that right arm. Awesome. One more breath. Breathe in. And then as she breathes out, she's going to bring her right hand down. Good. This is the tricky part. Take your left hand forward. You're going to come up the same way you started, all the way up. Bring your left hand to your hip. Step your feet back together. And then pause. Lift your chest. Feel good. Step your left foot forward. Right foot back. Thank you. Good. Get your stance set up first. It's really important. You don't want to rush through this part. You want to feel steady and stable. And if you need to widen your legs left to right, do that. Press your heels down, lift your chest, straight legs. She's going to lift her right arm up to the ceiling by her ear. Breathe in from your right heel to your right fingertips. Get as much length as you can, and then go forward. Reach all the way out. Bring your right hand down without shrinking your chest, and then start to turn towards that left leg all the way around. Good. Once you get all the way around, you can lift that left arm up to the ceiling above your right arm. Good. When you breathe in, press that left heel down. Try to move your left hip back. And as you breathe out, keep the length in your sides and reach up with that left arm. That's it. One more breath. Good. Breathe in. And then she's going to take her time. Bring her left hand down. Reach her right arm forward. Stand all the way back up. Hand to your hips. Step your feet together. Chest up. Good. Okay, so we are going to do 2 downward facing dogs. So she's going to come to the top of her mat. Breathe in, take your arms all the way up and up. And then fold big and wide as you breathe out. You can bend your knees if you need to, head down. And then either hop back to down dog or step, 1 foot at a time. Good. And then like the very second pose that we did, head down, hands down, or grab the sides of your mat. Breathe in, lift your hips up and away from those hands. And as she breathes out, you can either straighten your legs or just keep lifting your hips. Relax your tongue. One more full breath in. And a full breath out. Good. And then nice and easy, child's pose. Tap your knees down. Sit all the way back on your heels and let your head go. Now you can relax your arms. No big deal. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. All right. And we'll take our time. We'll walk our hands back towards our knees and we'll sit up. So we're going to sit up on something again if you have it. You can take your 2 blocks together now, or a blanket, you can face forward. And then when you sit on them, we're just going to bring our feet forward this time. Good. So I'll talk you through it. So we're going to do this pose called Hudson. It's a little bit of a gentler twist because our legs are out of the way, and then we'll transition onto our back before we settle down for Shavasana. So with your feet forward, you're going to take your right foot, bend it, and put it over onto the left side of the block. Good. You want your knee on the floor, so if you have to adjust your hips a little to the left, then do that. And then you're going to lean onto your right hand, point your left toes down, and the left leg becomes like a child's pose. So you slide it back, and then you have both knees on the floor, parallel to each other. And if you need more padding here, put another block or a blanket underneath your head. And then arms wide. Breathe in, open up your chest. You're going to twist to the right, so away from your feet. Left hand on your right knee, and then the right hand either on the floor or the blocks behind you. And then gently breathe in, lift your chest. And then your chest stays upright, bend your elbows, and turn to the back of it. Relax your tongue as you do it. Good, one more breath. Breathe in, climb the sides of your chest up. Exhale, turn, turn, turn. Good. Unwind, arms wide, breathe in. And just bring your hands to your thighs. Lean onto your right hand, swing your legs around, adjust. And now take your left foot, slide it over to the right. If you need to shift a little to the right, do it. And then bend that right leg and bring that right knee down. Same idea, two knees on the floor, parallel to each other. Arms wide, breathe in, chest up, and then turn to the left. Breathe out. Good. Breathe in, lift up through the sides from your hips up to your armpits. And then as you breathe out, bend your elbows and turn. Good. One more breath, breathe in. Turn, turn, turn as you breathe out. Good. Unwind, arms nice and wide. Hands down. Okay, lean onto your hand and just swing your feet around. Okay, so you're going to come onto your back. What you're going to need before you go to your back is a block and your strap, and then we'll finish up there. So you'll lie down, have your knees bent, have your block on one side, and have your strap with you. And just take a moment, get comfortable being on your back. Let your abdomen relax. Should feel good to have a nice neutral spot for your spine. So we're going to do 2 active bridge poses, and then this third one we'll do kind of like a Viparita Karani, legs up. We'll put our hips on the block. So you have these strapped today because instead of interlacing our palms, we're going to put the strap over our ankles. So you'll have the strap in your hands. Open it up, take your knees into your chest, and then you put the strap over the fronts of your shins, and then feet down. And then once that happens, you can let the strap slide down towards your ankles. Good. So you want your feet hip distance wide, and you want them your heels as close to your sit bones or your butt bones as you can get them. And then no bent elbows, so no dinosaur arms. Walk your hands down the strap towards your feet. I know some of you might be able to actually grab your ankles, in which case you don't need the strap. But everyone else, if you can't grab your ankles, you'll use the strap, okay? So you're going to press your heels down, lift your hips up. That gets you halfway there, and now you got to lean side to side to tuck your arms underneath you, like Morgan did. Good. And then once you do that, walk your hands even further along the strap. Good. And then now relax your throat, relax your tongue, relax your eyes. That's it. That's Morgan. And then if you can, you're going to start to turn your biceps, your wrists, and your elbows towards the ceiling. That'll open up the corners of your chest even more. Good. Take a full breath in. To get those hamstrings to work more, keep your heels down, just lift your toes. Good. And a full breath out. One more breath, breathe in. And then nice and easy, slide your arms out, come down onto your back, relax for a moment, slow down your breath. We're going to do that one more time. So on your breath in, press your heels down, lift your hips, lean side to side, try to get your arms underneath your back as much as you can. Walk your hands down the strap towards your feet, and then go ahead and turn your arms, your biceps, your elbows, and your wrists. Good. Try not to let your knees go too wide, your inner knees gently tugging towards each other. And then breathe across the top of your chest. Let your throat relax, your lips relax, your eyes relax. Good. Same thing if you want to lift those toes to get those hamstrings to work a little more. Take one more full breath in and a full breath out. Good. And then nice and easy, come down, slide your arms out. You can put the strap to the side. And now take your block. I would say for today, just put it on the lowest wide setting. And if you don't have a block, you don't even need it. But lift your hips, you'll slide the block under your buttocks if you have it. And then gently take your knees into your chest and lift your legs. And you don't have to straighten them, they can be so relaxed. So a good bend in your knees, relax your ankle joints, your toes. And then if you wanted to, you can lift your arms. So this is sometimes called dead bug. You can have a little bend in your elbows and your wrists and your fingers. And just let all the joints of your body relax for a moment. If you do have your hips lifted, gravity will help your abdomen relax back towards your back ribs. So as you breathe out, feel the front of your belly moving back and down. Good. Maybe just 2 or 3 more breaths here. Starting to slow down your breath. If your wrists are still up, you might twirl them a little bit if that feels good. And take one last inhalation and one last exhalation. And then if your arms are up, you'll bring them down. You'll bend your knees, bring your feet down. You can lift your hips, slide the block out. And then you'll extend your legs out one at a time for Shavasana. If you do have any props at home, if you wanted to put a pillow under your head or a blanket, that works nice. If you're cold or if it's hard to relax, a blanket over your legs and your belly is relaxing. If you have any low back sensitivity, you can put your blanket or your 2 blocks underneath your knees. And just lie here comfortably in Shavasana for a few more moments. As you relax in Shavasana, final relaxation, focus more on your exhalations and the letting go aspect of your breath. Let your physical body feel the support of the earth underneath you. So as you breathe out, the heavy parts of your body, the dense bony parts, like your heels and your pelvis and your upper back and shoulders, and the back of your head, all start to heavy and tether you and relax you down. And once those dense bony parts heavy even more, now see if you can settle the softer tissue. So like the fronts of your ankles, and your belly, and your throat, and then the tongue in your mouth. You can let your cheeks deflate. Your eyes, and lastly your brain relaxing towards the back of your head. And maybe there's a little more space for your breath to move in and out freely. Wherever you are today, or when you see this class, you can lay here in Shavasana as long as you like. Its purpose is to be nourishing, so that when you come out of Shavasana, you feel refreshed, you feel rejuvenated, you feel the ability to be able to go out and tackle your day. And so take this time to be here as long as your body needs to be here. Otherwise, you start to deepen your inhalation and deepen your exhalations. And allow that to bring your consciousness back to the surface. You can reawaken your fingers and your toes. You can turn your head from side to side. And then there's no rush, but you can bend your legs one at a time, and then you'll roll to one side, whichever one feels appropriate for you. And then just be there in this fetal position for another moment, because you want to ensure that whatever became settled stays settled. And when you do come up, let your head be the last thing. Find a nice, comfortable seat. And when you do find that comfortable seat, bring your hands together at your heart. This mudra, or hand gesture, is called Namaskar Asana. It's a mudra of gratitude. So with this mudra of gratitude, give thanks for your efforts for today. Let your head bow towards your heart. Go ahead, relift your head above your heart. Let your eyes gently open. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks for joining me. Have a great, great afternoon and rest of your day. See you soon.